We're reading Rebbe Nachman's wisdom. We're on his praises. 11. When the Rebbe was speaking before God, petitions and supplications would pour forth from his heart, and he would often bring up some particularly good argument or compose an especially fitting and well-ordered prayer. He would take the prayers he particularly liked and preserved them in writing. These he would repeat many times. These conversations with God were the Rebbe's most common practice. All his prayers had a single focus, that he should be worthy of drawing himself close to God. He presented God with many powerful arguments about this. 12. Still, it always seemed to the Rebbe that all his prayers were being disregarded. He was sure that he was not wanted at all, and was being pushed further and further away from any true devotion. He saw the days and years passing, and still he felt far from God. After all his prayers, he felt that he had not been worthy of drawing close to God at all, and it was as if his words were never heard, and he had been totally ignored all this time. It seemed as though everything was being done to push him away from God. But the Rebbe's resolve remained firm, and he did not abandon his ground. It was not easy, for there were many things to discourage him. He prayed and pleaded before God, begging to be worthy of true devotion, and still he saw no results. He felt as if he was being totally ignored. These were times when he became discouraged and let his conversations with God lapse for several days. But then he would remind himself that he should be ashamed for criticizing Hashem's ways. He said to himself, God is truly merciful and compassionate. He certainly wants to draw me near to him. Then he was able to strengthen his resolve again. He would begin anew, pleading and speaking before God. This happened many times. 13. The Rebbe used to engage in all sorts of simple devotions when it came to serving God. He was utterly without sophistication. The Rebbe's devotions were also completely hidden. As soon as he found himself in public, he would make a special effort to do all sorts of childish things. He would jump and play, and so much that no one could tell he really wanted to devote himself to God. The following childhood custom illustrates both these points. As a young child, the Rebbe would often exchange several silver coins for coppers. Then he would secretly enter the synagogue through the window, taking along his copy of Shaarei Tzion. He would then joyfully recite the L'Shem Yechud prayer, asking that the elements of God's name be unified through the good deed he was about to do. As soon as he finished the prayer, he would take one copper and place it in the charity box for anonymous donors. He would then distract himself as if he had completed the deed and was ready to leave. Then suddenly he would begin again. He would say the L'Shem Yechud a second time and deposit another copper in the charity box. He would distract himself again and repeat the process. The Rebbe would do this again and again until he placed every single copper in the charity box, each time repeating the L'Shem Yechud. In this very simple, unsophisticated manner, he would perform not one but many mitzvot with a single silver coin. This was the Rebbe's way. He would serve God with many such simple-minded devotions, divorcing himself from all sophistication. It was not that he was incapable of sophistication. Nothing could be further from the truth. He was an outstanding genius, capable of great depth, even as a child, as all who knew him could attest. Yet he made absolutely no use of the brilliance when it came to serving God. His devotion would be as simple as possible. He would study Torah, do good deeds, and pray and plead in seclusion, expressing his thoughts before God. He required nothing more complicated than this. This was the Rebbe's true genius. He immediately grasped this most basic principle, that sophistication is totally unnecessary when one is serving God. This is truly the greatest wisdom. The Rebbe spoke of this many times. One does not have to be a genius to serve God. Just be simple and sincere without any cleverness.